Oh my god, it just moved!
Oh shit.
Fucking hell. We're out of here. I'm going. I ain't having that. Did you hear that?
Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Like this first encounter from Clay, the creator behind the channel, Time Toplay TV, where he shares everything from fun challenges and cooking videos to outdoor adventures and eerie explorations of haunted places. In the video he shared on August 31st, 2019, Clay decided to push his limits and spend the night in the Riverview Hotel, a place with a chilling reputation. Built in 1916 and originally run by 3 women, the hotel's history took a dark turn after their passing. Since then, countless guests have reported strange encounters, from unexplained noises to sightings of a woman wandering the halls. Intrigued by the stories, Clay booked a stay, eager to see if he could experience something for himself. But what he didn't know at the time was that the room he'd chosen had a dark history of its own. Just weeks earlier, an elderly man had died there from natural causes, and Clay was about to find out that this would be a night he'd never forget.
And I wasn't even getting ready to film or anything yet. I was going to throw all my stuff in my charger, and I was going to go outside, I was going to have a cigar for the night, and then come back in and then try to set up some cameras and film, okay? I've been in this room for like 10 minutes. My fan has shut off and turned back on. The bathroom door over there, it's closed. Now I don't mean a little bit, I mean it's fully closed. Now, the reason it's open now is because I thought maybe a breeze, maybe something. There's no windows open. I got nothing going on, and that thing right there is just closed all by itself. So I'm telling you what, it's a little spooky. I am thinking it's kind of neat. So I'm probably gonna go have my cigar. I'm gonna come back, set some cameras up, and do whatever battery's about to go low, and then do whatever I can to get it. It's closing right now, guys. It just moved a little bit. I'm telling you, it just. See. There's no one in here with me. Completely alone. Hello? There is no one here, guys. I'm using the front face on the camera, so it's kind of hard to see. But you can see. Watch. Watch. See, it's a watch. It doesn't close by itself. Okay? And this thing's open and closed. It's done it by itself. I want to say that's the second or third. I can't remember if it did it once or twice before I started on or what, but it's been doing it a lot, and I don't get it. Because I tried doing it by hand, and I got goosebumps.
Although this kind of activity was exactly what Clay had hoped for, the fact that so much was already happening just moments after arriving in his room definitely put him on edge. Still, he wasn't about to back out now. Instead of panicking, Clay decided to lean into the experience and see if he could communicate with whatever was behind the strange behavior, especially the door that seemed to have a mind of its own.
You think you can close that one more time for me? You think one more time you could close the door? And then I'll leave you alone. Then I'll leave, and I'll leave this room for a little while. I won't come back if you close that door one more time. Go. it didn't close all the way this time. All right, I told you I would leave. I'm out. All right, guys. I'm out. I'm gonna put myself in my charger. I'm gonna leave like I said I would. I'm gonna leave and go charge my stuff. I'm gonna charge my stuff up. I'm freaking out, guys. I'm freaking out.
Clay could hardly believe what he was experiencing. But determined not to cut his visit short, he stuck to his plan. He grabbed his things, stepped outside for a quick cigar to settle his nerves, and then headed back into the room, ready to call it a night and curious what it will bring.
I'm back in my room. It's pretty late. When I left, the bathroom door was open. It's closed. I already went in there and checked everything. I actually went to the restroom. I'm leaving it closed. I've had enough of that thing closing on me. So I'm gonna leave it closed. It's latched, so it does not push open. So we're gonna see if that opens. I don't think it could. That'd be a heck of a lot, but we'll see. I am gonna probably get ready for bed, but I'm thinking I'm gonna leave the camera on. I hate sleeping with the light on, but maybe I'll leave the light on and we'll just leave the camera rolling for while I sleep. See how it goes, see if anything happens. Good night. You got a good view? Yeah, we're good.
As you can see, the fan turned on and off multiple times, just like it did when Clay first arrived. But this time, he caught it all on camera. After a few occurrences, the activity seemed to stop for a while, and the room fell eerily quiet. But the night wasn't over yet. Not even close.
That chair just hit my bed. This chair was over there. It just hit my bed really hard. Got my socks on.
What Clay didn't realize at first was that the chair had already been moved earlier. What actually jolted him awake was the bed itself shifting beneath him.
This chair, I'm 90% sure was over here. And it just hit my bed really hard. I need to see if I got that. I'm going to stop this for a second so I can see. I know that chair was over there. I know it was, but I'm pretty sure that chair just hit my bed really hard. I'm going to stop this so I can check it out. I've only been asleep like 3 hours. The chair did not hit my bed. The chair did move. Let me take my shirt off of the lamp. The chair did not hit my bed. Technically, it like wasn't even touching it. It was by the bed. I thought the chair hit the bed and slammed into it real hard. That is not what happened. As you just saw, because I would have showed that before this, the chair moved by my bed and it was actually like 40, 50 minutes later, the bed moved. Now I had to watch it like 5 times to see it. And I actually had to watch like the corner of the bed. The actual bed moved a little bit. So, I don't know if I'm going back to sleep. I think that's crazy. They said this place is haunted, and just now when I was rewatching the footage, my fan shut off again, and then when I got up to go over there, it turned back on. The bathroom door is still closed. I kind of want to open it again to see if it'll close again, but honestly, a lot of stuff's happening, so I really don't see the need to do that, because at this point I'm not scared, but I'm just getting a little freaked out.
Understandably, this was more than enough to leave Clay completely creeped out. Sleeping wasn't an option anymore. This experience was unlike anything he'd ever gone through, and far more intense than he had expected when planning the trip. But what made it even more unsettling was what Clay didn't know at the time. It wasn't until he got home and shared the story with his friend Patty that the full picture started to form. Patty was so intrigued by his experience that she decided to visit the hotel herself. And during a conversation with the hotel staff, she uncovered something chilling: the truth about the man who had recently died in the very room Clay had stayed in.
And she was talking to one of the workers there, and the workers was saying, talking to her about how stuff like this happens a lot. People complain, their wallets or stuff they bought has been moved, or chairs have been moved, or they heard the door closing at night. And then the worker told her, however, in the past couple weeks, it's gotten a lot worse. They've been getting a lot more complaints. And Patty's asked her, well, I wonder, do you know why that is? And the lady said, well, someone died a couple weeks ago here, and ever since then, we've been getting a lot more stuff happening. And Patty's like, oh my gosh. And she asked her, well, what room did he die in? And she said, the one your friend was in. I didn't know it at the time. Someone had died in that room a couple weeks prior. I don't know if that means 2, 3, or 4. She just said a couple weeks ago. And it was a older gentleman, like in his 70s, and he died of natural causes right there on the bed.
Hearing that story afterwards made the entire experience even more unsettling, and may just explain why Clay encountered so much activity in that particular room. So, what do you think? Are you a skeptic, or do you believe in ghosts? Because if you are skeptical, how would you explain what happened that night? Especially when even the hotel staff acknowledge the strange activity and believe the place is haunted. Let us know your thoughts. Now, while that hotel encounter was chilling on its own, the next story takes us somewhere even darker, a cemetery known for its unsettling atmosphere and mysterious sightings. This is Stacy, the creator behind the YouTube channel Misguided Road Trips. On her channel, Stacy documents her adventures through forgotten places steeped in history, off-the-grid camping, and eerie explorations of haunted locations. In this video, uploaded on March 3rd, 2019, she returned to a cemetery she's visited before, one where she previously experienced some strange, unexplained events. But this time, she was not alone. Her friend Patty joined her for what they hoped would be just a spooky night out. From the moment they arrive, though, the atmosphere feels off. Something about the place doesn't sit right. Camping here already feels like a bad idea, so instead of setting up right away, they decide to take a walk through the cemetery grounds. And it doesn't take long before strange things begin to happen.
Some of these out here are really not that old in this section. So I'm assuming the only reason they would have probably wanted to be buried here is because
Yeah, there are family members that I guess come out here and want to be buried with other family members. Some of them are newer, some of them are older. I don't know if y'all remember this one that sounds like. These aren't old at all. I don't know why. I don't like this place. Oh shit, it's moving. Alright, go.
Was that a tree or was that something else?
I don't think that didn't look like a tree to me.
There's something there. What is that?
It might be easy to miss at first, but if you look closely, you'll spot it. A large, dark figure standing completely still behind the brick wall, unmoving, watching, almost as if it had been there the whole time.
Jeez.
Freaked out, Stacy and Patty instinctively stepped back, hearts racing, unsure of what exactly they were looking at. Whatever it was, it hadn't moved an inch. Still gripped by curiosity, they kept their distance but stayed just close enough to try and get a clearer look.
Are you seeing what I'm
I
seeing?
don't know what that is. That doesn't look like a tree. Shit. That looks almost like that shadow. I think we should probably go. Is it moving?
Not moving.
What the hell is that?
Behind us.
I don't like this.
I don't like this either, Stacy.
looks like it's just froze. I don't know what we should do.
Normal. Is there somebody there? We're just filming.
Can you still see them?
It's right there. But there's something dark, just dark. Something dark standing there. Oh my God! It just moved.
Oh shit!
Stacy, it just moved. I think we should go.
I think we need to go too, Patty. I don't
oh my God,
like
it's
this.
Moving.
Oh my
Where'd
God!
it go?
As soon as Stacy and Patty saw that the figure began to move, panic set in. Whatever, or whoever it was, they both had the same instinct. This wasn't something they wanted to stick around and figure out. Whether it was something paranormal, or simply a person lurking in the shadows, wearing something ominously dark, one thing was clear: it didn't feel safe. Without thinking twice, they turned and ran. Hearts pounding, adrenaline surging, making a beeline back to their car. Only once they were inside with the doors locked and the headlights cutting through the darkness did they start to feel a flicker of safety. It wasn't until they were miles away, the eerie cemetery disappearing behind them in the rearview mirror, that they could truly breathe again. So what do you think was waiting for them behind that wall? A spirit tied to the land? A person with dark intentions? Or something in between? Whatever it was, one thing's for sure. This night left Stacy and Patty with more questions than answers, and an experience they won't ever forget. But not every eerie encounter happens deep in the woods or among crumbling headstones. Sometimes it finds you when you're simply looking for a good night's rest. Just as Sydney, the solo traveler behind the YouTube channel Sydney State of Mind. Since April of last year, she's been documenting her journey across America in her SUV, sharing road trip tips, peaceful moments in nature, and the freedom that comes with solo travel. Her content usually radiates positivity, focused on beauty, independence, and the open road. But in the video she shared on May 23, 2025, Sydney took a different turn. While visiting the iconic ghost towns of Bodie and Virginia City, she decided to do something outside her comfort zone. Spend the night in a hotel rumored to be haunted. A self-proclaimed skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, Sydney wasn't expecting much. Just a fun detour and a break from sleeping in her truck. But what she experienced that night caught her completely off guard.
Jeez Louise, it's windy. It's so cute and tiny.
Sydney wasn't the least bit nervous about spending the night here. She took a shower, settled in, and began to unwind, completely at ease and far from expecting anything out of the ordinary. In fact, by now, she had almost forgotten the hotel's honorable reputation. But just as she started to feel truly relaxed, something strange happened.
My review so far is as follows. Not creepy, just kind of old, very tall ceilings. The town is very busy. Wait. You know, I just heard footsteps. I just heard footsteps. What the? I would have grabbed my GoPro, but I was... Wait. Oh my god. Let me reenact the scene. I was reading this paper. I got to She Had a Rousing, Roaring Silver, and Gold Line Pass. and I just heard footsteps right outside my door go. But it was like cushioned on the carpet. And it wasn't very hard. So I opened the door and nobody was out there. Wow. You know when there's footsteps above you, you can hear it. When there's footsteps outside, they're kind of hard. This one, it was like soft. Right outside my door. And by the time I came, grabbed my GoPro and opened the door, I would have seen somebody. There's nobody there.
Totally confused, Sydney could hardly believe what she had just heard. Part of her even felt disappointed. Disappointed that she hadn't caught it on camera, that there was no way to replay the moment and confirm what she'd experienced. Still feeling unsettled but determined not to let it ruin her stay, she stepped outside for some fresh air, took a walk through the town, and grabbed a bite to eat, hoping the strange feeling would fade. But the night wasn't done with her yet. Back in her room, Sydney decided to get a bit of work done on her laptop before heading to bed. And just as she had finally stopped thinking about those strange footsteps, something else happened.
It's almost 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna get my PJs and then go to sleep. I can't believe I'm sleeping in a haunted hotel tonight. I'm kind of scared to turn the light off. Good night, my friends. I'll let you know if anything scary happens.
Of course, it was an old, poorly insulated hotel, but Sydney couldn't shake the feeling that these sounds were just a little too random, too deliberate to be coming from other guests. Still, even though she was seriously creeped out, she managed to stay surprisingly calm throughout the night. But sleep, that was another story. The strange noises continued for hours. By morning, Sydney told her viewers that this night had definitely changed something in her. She no longer felt like a skeptic, at least not about this place. Something about that hotel didn't feel right, and she was now convinced that all the ghost stories might be based on real experiences. So what do you think? Was Sydney really hearing spirits that night? Or was it just an old building full of creaks and echoes? Let me know your thoughts below. But while Sydney's encounter left her questioning the reality of haunted spaces, our next story shows that sometimes you don't need 4 walls and a haunted reputation for things to get unsettling. Meet the Bells, a family driven by curiosity and a shared love for adventure. From exploring eerie abandoned buildings to camping in some of the most unusual places, they're always chasing the next thrill and documenting every moment for their online community. And in this video, posted on May 24th, 2025, 2 family members, James and Joe, set out for a night in the infamous Pluckley Woods, a forest often whispered about for its haunted past. The evening began like many of their outings, a crackling fire, a few drinks, and stories traded under the canopy of trees as darkness settled in. But as the night wore on, they decided to shake things up. Hoping to capture some eerie footage for their video, they grabbed their flashlights and ventured deeper into the woods, completely unaware of what they were about to encounter.
We are working our way into the woods.
A bat flying about tonight. Again.
Bat?
Mm.
A batty?
Yeah, batty.
Plenty of bugs.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep getting stuff flying past my face.
As long as it ain't those bloody hornets.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that again.
It's nasty, wasn't it? That was dirty. That was over here.
Yeah, it was definitely over there.
Fucking hell. We're out of here.
I'm going.
I ain't having that. Did you hear that?
Mate, I'm looking around for that.
Whoa! Fuck that! Oh my god!
I'm glad it's fur, mine ain't around.
Oh, I don't know why I'm laughing at. It's dirty, it's still going.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Holy shit!
Why do we keep coming back?
Started by the sudden, blood-curdling scream, James and Joe ran back to their campsite, completely shaken. The atmosphere had shifted, and the forest no longer felt like an adventurous escape, but something far more unsettling. For a while, they debated whether to stay, trying to convince themselves it could have been a prank. Maybe other campers were playing a joke. But that lingering sense of discomfort was impossible to shake. And even though they didn't see or hear anything else back at their tent, they eventually made the call to leave, trusting their instincts over curiosity. So, what would you have done in their place? And who or what do you think was behind that scream? A prankster with a twisted sense of humor? Or something far more disturbing, hidden in the woods? One thing's certain, Joe and James were glad they didn't stick around to find out. After that terrifying scream in the woods, Joe and James learned the hard way that sometimes it's best not to wait around for answers. But while their experience was loud and sudden, others unfold in a quieter, more unsettling way, slowly building over time until you realize something just isn't right. That brings us to Daniel, the man behind the channel English Woodsman, where he shares his love for wild camping and the great outdoors. With a calm, positive spirit, Daniel takes his viewers deep into nature, embracing every challenge that comes his way, whether it's pouring rain, strong winds, or freezing temperatures. In the video he uploaded on May 23rd, 2025, Daniel sets out on yet another wild camping trip through the scenic English wilderness. His goal? To unplug from everyday life and find peace in solitude. But as it turned out, this trip would be anything but relaxing. Everything started like any other adventure. Daniel hiked through the woods, found the perfect spot, and set everything up for a cozy night under the stars. But as darkness fell and he tried to get some rest, things started to change.
So I'm trying to sleep, and I always like get a flash of light on the tent. Now, if you look back on the live stream that I did, I showed people a reaction of someone in the, the trees with a torch walking backwards and forwards. I don't know if it's someone who subscribed to my channel who may be local and he's trying to find out where I am, trying to scare me a little bit, but I've seen the light flash now over my tent area. So we're going to get out and have a little look, see if I can see the light. The problem is my battery is only on 16% because the live stream flattened it, and I'm using my phone as well. But we need to get out and have a look. If I see the torch, I'm going to have to go over and ask him what his problem is, because I'm not having this all night. I don't know if he's just trying to be a silly bugger about it, but it's just the way it is, isn't it? But I'm not enjoying it, and I think it's rude. Just have to wait, won't we? Told you. Looks like they're looking for someone. Oh, get down a bit. That must be someone who's seen my live stream, who knows where I am. I need to come this way a little bit.
Daniel does his best to stay calm, but something about the way this person keeps pacing near his tent, back and forth, feels off. It's not just the unexpected presence that unsettles him. It's the behavior, as if the man is looking for something, or someone. At first, Daniel considers confronting him, maybe even striking up a conversation to break the tension. But after a moment of hesitation, instinct kicks in. Something doesn't feel right. Instead of risking a direct encounter in the dark, Daniel decides to play it safe, staying low, staying silent, and carefully watching from the shadows, hoping the man wouldn't notice he wasn't alone out there.
See, lights there now. Got to be looking for me. Let's go that close to camouflage, not at tent. Must be. What local followers to my channel. And they've come to find me. Right, well I know it's a little bit poor light, but I'm going to make my way back to the tent. It's only here. And then going to get my head down for tonight. It's 10:30. 11:15, I think. Yeah, right, I'm here. See you in a bit. Am I nervous, should I say? Yeah, I'm nervous because you never know if it's more than 2. So, yeah, I think if I get in tent, turn light off, it should be alright. This is one of them recording lights where it's really, really low, but the camera picks it up with a good light. But yeah, I'm going to get in tent now. I am nervous, I will admit that.
Fortunately, after a while, the mysterious figure slowly wandered off into the darkness, allowing Daniel to finally feel a bit more at ease. Eventually, he managed to fall asleep, and to his relief, the rest of the night passed without any more disturbances. Still, the encounter raised more questions than answers. What was someone doing out there, deep in the woods, so late at night? Could they have seen Daniel's live stream and come looking for him? Or were they out there searching for something, or someone else entirely? We may never know what that person's true intentions were. But one thing's for sure, Daniel stayed calm, stayed safe, and got through the night. And in the world of wild camping, sometimes that's the best outcome you can hope for. In the wild, facing the unknown alone can be terrifying. But sometimes, even when you're not alone and everything seems peaceful, danger has a way of finding you. That's exactly what happened to Gary and Julia, the couple behind New Life in the van, as they settled into what looked like the perfect spot for the night. Gary and Julia are a British couple documenting their journey around the world in a camper van. Their content is usually uplifting, filled with stunning views, light-hearted moments, and the freedom that life brings, all in the hopes of inspiring others to chase adventure and make lasting memories. But as we all know, life on the road isn't always picture perfect. And in this video, shared on May 17th, 2025, they showed a very different side of their life. While exploring North America, the couple found what seemed like the ideal place to rest for the day. A free park-up spot in rural Idaho, right by the water. After taking a short walk and spotting some trash scattered along the riverbank, they still felt it was peaceful enough to settle in and unwind. But just as they started to relax, a suspicious car pulled up, not far from their van.
just seen a car come in here with a load of crap in it, haven't we? We think they're going to fly tip. There's so much rubbish around here. We don't really want to go out there because you don't know what these people are like. They've got loads of shit in the back of their pickup, haven't they?
Did look like it, yeah.
I mean, like mattresses, the lot.
Yeah.
They've driven down there. I bet you any money they're going to fly
bet they are
tip.
as well. In terms of what, could take a walk around there with a camera, just pretend to take pictures. I bet
no,
the Scarpa.
No, Gary, I'll tell you what the problem is with that. It's what if they've got a gun?
What are they going to do, shoot me over that?
I don't know. People bloody do the weirdest things over nothing.
I suppose they do.
It might look like bloody paradise here, but when you've got an issue like that going on, I think we should almost like take a photo, but I don't know how. I don't, without getting caught doing it.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to take a photo as well. At least we could send it to a local government agency or something like that.
It's disgusting what people are doing. It's
Should
such
be
a
allowed.
beautiful
It's
area as well.
just awful.
The people who pulled up nearby gave Gary and Julia an immediate, uncomfortable feeling. Something about them just didn't sit right. Not only were they blatantly dumping trash in the area, but there was also a moment when it looked like one of them might be carrying a gun. It was impossible to tell what their intentions were, but the vibe was off, and the couple didn't want to take any chances. What had first seemed like a peaceful, idyllic place quickly felt threatening and unsafe. So, trusting their instincts, Gary and Julia made the decision to pack up and leave before nightfall.
Slow down, Gary. What's he taking out of there? There is no way that he's going for a walk. This is what they're doing. Slow down, Gary. They've got some sort of... They are literally fly tipping. Stop there for a second, love. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. In a beautiful area like this, they are fly tipping. We're not going to stay here because this is obviously somewhere that people are coming to fly tip. He's waiting to see us go, look.
Yeah, he is.
He's now put him on the back foot there a little bit, hun. Just stop there for a second. See what he decides he's going to do. Wow. Look at the size of those objects. I mean, there looks like there's a disability kind of vehicle there as well.
Got the number plate.
I can't really see it, to be honest. I think
Is there one on the front?
there is one on the front, but it's not that clear. I've taken a photograph, but it's really... Look at them. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Totally disgusted and disappointed, Gary and Julia left the area for their own safety and peace of mind. Even if those suspicious people never intended to use a weapon, it just wasn't worth the risk. Out there on the road, far from help, sometimes all you have is your gut feeling. And in this case, they likely kept them out of real danger. So, what would you have done in a situation like this? Would you have stayed, hoping it was all just a misunderstanding? Or would you, like Gary and Julia, have chosen to leave and play it safe? Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, subscribe to my channel and click to see more on the video on screen.